Welcome to your technique of the week. This one is about you understanding that you are a conductor of energy. Energetic sovereignty. This is a topic I am so passionate about. This also falls under the umbrella of everyday development techniques. Don't have to be a medium, don't have to identify as a light worker. This is for absolutely everybody. Now, I'm a storyteller, so we're going into a story. This work is all about energy. We know this. I know this. I've read books on this. I believe it so much. But it was actually an anaphylactic experience I had while being on hospital that I was able to actually see energy move. Now, keep in mind, I have gone anaphylactic many times. I've had the medicine that pulls you out of that anaphylactic, which is essentially adrenaline, many, many times. But it was only one time. And it was actually the one time I went anaphylactic and I saw an angel with me, a red angel. It was the first and only time I've ever seen an angel represent as red, which I felt like was Mother Mary, Queen of the Angels, if you will. And a lot of angelologists, ideologies, they do pin Mother Mary as the Queen of the Angels because continuously through her life, it was always the angels that were messengers for her. And so there is a very deep kinship between her and angels. And one day I was as close to, the airways closing up as I've ever have been. And I was still very calm. You come into a surrenderant state when you're that far out of control of what's happening. And I saw a red angel there and I got rushed into emergency. They pumped me full of the medicine that I need to open up the airways again. And I looked up at the ceiling and I was like, am I tripping out? Because I see energy. And I was sitting there and I have to stay in the hospital for quite a few hours during these episodes. And I could direct this energy. I could tell it where to move. I could tell it to come to me. I get covered in shivers if you're recalling this. And I could move it towards people. And I was moving the energy towards the people in the other beds and the nurses and the doctors and the cleaning staff who kept the place sanitary. And I had this beautiful experience. And this was 8 years into my mediumship development, where the first time I believe I understood the terminology around energetic sovereignty and the conduction of energy that we all have equal access to. And my blessing is that everybody gets to experience what that looks like, because I know that for so many of you who train Reiki and the attunements that you go to, I'm not sure what your experiences of it. For up until now, I've been able to feel it and know it, but this experience, I got to see it. And it really did strengthen my connection to the world of energy. And the way that I have been kind of playing with the world of energy since this experience is conducting it, is using my intention on where it needs to go and where it needs to be. But going back a little bit, what I encourage you to try as part of this micro lesson is to simply sense the world of energy in your everyday around you. Here's a couple techniques and here's a couple exercises that you might want to try this week. So when I would be in a meditative state or I'd be practicing my sitting in the power or meditating, there would always be an animal around me. And the way that I could test out this sensation with energy is I would be able to try to sense where they were around me in the room. And I would be able to get a sense just based off of where the energy was drawing me to. And I would open my eyes and I'd be like, yeah, there they are. And I would practice this reciprocal energy exchange with them. Other things that would happen when I was in meditation is that I would be meditating, practicing sitting in the power, which is essentially moving my energy out, and practice bringing it back in. And then my cat would walk by and I'd be like, whoa. And I'd literally feel a shudder of energy, like a burst of energy with the presence of my cat walking by me, my alive cat at the time. And this actually happened the other day when my children were running around. As my son went by me, my whole body shivered. It was like a Kundalini experience, if you will. And that's energy. That's like a sympathetic resonance. That's like an energy. And so the way that I started trying to practice this, picking up the essence of other people's energies, not trying to do anything with it because I don't have permission to send everyone healing or to take on other people's stuff, but I wanted to understand what other people's energy felt like. And this was a big introduction for me into the world of energy. And so I would be somewhere out and about, whether it's in a lineup to get into my daughter's concert, I would be standing in a grocery store lineup or even like the DMV to update my driver's license. Wherever I was around people, I would try to get a sense of what everyone's energy felt like for me. And it wasn't even naming it, it was just feeling the differentiation between everyone's energy, right? And then there was actually like this experience that would happen where there was some people's energy like I loved and like more of this. This is beautiful energy. And then there was this sacred practice of people's energy that I knew was not in resonance with mine, where I was like, I'm not going to take that on. I'm just going to leave that energy over here. And this was a beautiful daily practice for me to understand how much influence, how much my intention was so powerful with my relationship to the world of energy. And I feel like I understood mediumship, spirit communication, connection to angels and guides, so much more because of this energetic awareness that I had. So my encouragement for you as part of this micro lesson is starting to be aware of the energy of the objects and the people around you at any given time, learning to flex that discernment muscle by trying to differentiate between the different energies. Now, we want to be careful not to bring the mind into this because we don't want to go around saying, like their energy's closed. That's sad energy and this is joyful energy. We don't want to judge the energy and we don't want to name it or label it. What we're looking for is our experience when we're in an energetically busy place. And can you practice what you kind of take on and what you just like gently like move away without judgment, without naming? And this is a really beautiful practice because when you start to, say go into something like mediumship, I'm just going to use that as an example because I'm a medium. This ability will be able to inform you how many spirit communicators are present. Right? Because you're so used to reading the energy in the room. And that's essentially what spirit communication is. It's going to prepare you for that. And say you're a healer. Knowing how to move this energy and how to be aware of it, you'll have a client in front of you and you'll just know where on the body to go because you're just aware of that pull of energy, right? So yeah, that's where I want to leave this. Practice it. Everyday energetic sovereignty. Would love to know how you're going to use this exercise, how you find it helps support you in your development, and please have fun with this. I enjoy hearing your experiences.